Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to On the Mic with Mike, the premier business radio program around. The champ is here. The champ is here. Mike Kingbiz, ESPN Richmond, the champ of business talk radio. That's right. I didn't say it. We are the best business radio program around. I'm your host, Mike King. We're coming to you from the Common House, which is 303 West Broad Street. Sorry about that. Today with me, a friend of the program, one of the stars of Women Speaking Sports RVA. She's an entrepreneur, fashion icon. I'm here with Lisa Trani. Lisa, welcome.
Hey, Mike. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So you are always at Saw Smoking?
No.
Okay.
You can ask my husband.
Okay, let me get the real Lisa.
We're Italian, so
Okay, exactly.
Yeah.
And I understand that. So, all right, let people know who you are, your business, and then we're going to talk about your castmates and members of Women Speaking Sports.
Okay, great. So I have an LLC named Finding Fabulous You that I started out of kind of a hobby, doing blogging and Instagram influencing and things like that. And then I decided to work for a couple PR companies. And after I did that, I decided to go out on my own and do public relations and be a publicist for myself and to represent small businesses.
When did you realize you had something?
I guess when actually I started doing public relations for La Grata Restaurant, which is in the same building as the Hilton. And I started attending events and doing their promotions and worked a little bit in advertising, wrote for a couple magazines, and then I realized that I could monetize it more. So that's kind of how it all happened.
And so the light comes on, and we talked about, so this is Mike. Lisa's here with us. She is a businesswoman. She is known around Richmond as a styling icon, but she is one of the stars of Women Speaking Sports RVA. Let's talk about making dreams come true. So you had the dream that you wanted to do it, an icon, an idea. Everybody talks about dreams. I got a dream. How do you take that dream and turn it into a reality?
Well, I first have to say I was really scared because it's a big risk for anybody to do their own company, to start their own business. But I was 53 years old, so I was a little bit late starting mine. But one of the factors that I had going for me was that I had the attitude.
You didn't care anymore.
I didn't care. I mean, if I don't do it now, when am I going to do it? So the other thing is that I really got a lot of support from local businesses and owners of businesses in the RVA area that really reached out and kind of took me under their wing. I still do. And that's how I really found out how to do a lot of things on my own.
So Mike is here, Lisa Trani is here. So how can people find you and your business out there?
Okay, so I'm on Instagram and Facebook at Finding Fabulous You. And I also have a website, www.findingfabulousyou.com.
So I'm out in the streets doing a little bit, not much. I'm out in the streets on the senior citizen time. So me and the wife, we're out, we're tearing the streets up until about 7.
Okay,
and then,
I hear you.
We like we like the young
relate.
folks, we're killing it until 7,
I
and
can
then
relate.
we're at home. I started hearing your name, I don't know, a year or so ago in the fashion world. And I didn't even know anything about the fashion world, but just tied to like Carytown and stuff that's going on. I think I ran across your name from Jenna Bush, who is Overdressed RVA. And so we did a TV show together. She did a TV show with me. And that's when I started getting some idea. And then I started hearing your name. How do you create buzz? You're a PR lady. How do you create buzz for your name? And then the other part of it is, how do you become a crisis manager to take care when there's some bad stuff or dirt that's out there?
Okay, so the first part of your question, how do I create buzz, or how do I create buzz, is one of the philosophies that someone gave me some advice a while back is don't be afraid to give for free. You might not always get it back in a monetary form, but don't be afraid to put yourself out there for free. And so I started to do some things in the community that were kind of based around what I loved and my passions. When we had the shutdown for COVID, I actually did social media and promotions for a couple businesses pro bono.
Okay.
To give back and to help these small businesses kind of stay afloat, because don't forget, everything was online basically back then. And so that really helped me. I wasn't, I invested a lot of my time and it was very rewarding. So at the end of the day, it resulted in long-term relationships that eventually I got clients for.
And so we're gonna show some love to some of those clients.
Okay, that sounds
That's what we do
good.
here. We blow up stuff, right? So let's go down. Who are you?
Okay, so I have La Grata Restaurant.
Excellent. Now I'm from Philly. I know Italian.
Yeah.
Because if there is ever a mecca for Italian,
Yes.
it's Philly and South Philly.
Yes.
I gotta tell you a story really quickly. So my mom's best friend was Rita DiCarlo when we were kids. And I was the only kid, and they were family. We were over there. We would go to her mother's house, and her mother really liked me. I mean, they really did. But they had an issue because I would only eat SpaghettiOs.
Oh my gosh.
The local,
Oh my gosh.
that was a sticky point. Her mother could not take
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
And It
that's,
took her some years.
yeah.
She broke me out of it. They were determined that I was
Good for
not going to
her.
be eating spaghetti and meatballs and SpaghettiOs.
Good for her and
And
good
now
for you.
I know my way around the town.
Okay.
And the broad is
okay.
good. Their stuff is good. So folks, if you're out there, this is not a shameless plug. This is straight up the way it is. Go to La Grata. You will be taken care of. Okay, so now that's La Grata. All right,
Yes.
who else you got?
I also have Hilltop Distillery out in Maidens, Virginia, which is in Goochland, which is a family-owned bourbon distillery, although they also make vodka and gin. And they are an award-winning distillery. Their spirits have won gold medals, silver medals, and they were awarded the 5th best distillery in the United States.
Okay, so what are you doing it now? I've never been to it. What are you doing
Okay.
in the distillery? What do
Well,
you
this,
have? Do
yeah.
they have liquor tasting?
Well, they do. You can do a little bit of everything. They have cocktails that they have. If you just want to do a cocktail, they have tastings. You can get a flight. But the cool thing about where they are is it's kind of out in the country on a hill, and they have during the like from April until through October, they have live music,
Okay.
food trucks. So you can get your drink and go listen to music and just, it's just a really nice, relaxing time. And it's a great family-run business.
Okay, so we got to go out there.
You have to go out there. I want to take the ladies out
Oh,
and
Lord
you
have mercy.
for when the weather gets nicer to maybe do a show out there.
That's what we're going
Yeah,
to do. That's
yeah.
what we do. Okay, so who else you got?
And I also have a furniture store in Blackstone, Virginia called the Blackstone Emporium, and they are family owned for decades. Just a wonderful family to work with. They work in the actual store, and their customers, they've had generations of customers. They deliver to Richmond.
How far away is that?
I'd say about 30 to 40
Okay,
minutes,
all right,
not
okay,
too bad.
not
And it's a
far.
beautiful drive down. If
Okay.
anybody hasn't been to Blackstone, I would say make it a day. It's a beautiful drive. They have Richland's Creamery down there. Have you heard of that, Mike?
No.
Oh my goodness. It's a family owned, it's a farm, a dairy farm, but they opened up a creamery that was also voted like the best ice cream, I think, in Virginia.
Okay.
And it's the real deal.
You
It's so
got the coolest
good.
things. You definitely do. Okay, so you got this special relationship with Bombshell.
I do.
Okay, let's talk because what is it? You and Heather Marie speak. Shout out to my girl Heather Marie.
Yeah.
Speaks.
Hey, Heather.
So the radio personality, just a rock star in the community. Okay, so what's the deal with all of the buzz about Bombshell?
Okay, so I actually have been a client at Bombshell for over 10 years. And so this is an authentic, genuine endorsement.
So you're like the guy who went to the Good Feet store. He
Yeah.
went there. He liked it so much he bought the store. So you
Yes.
were there as a customer.
Exactly.
You're a customer all the time, and all of a sudden.
Exactly. And then, I started this blog and my Instagram and everything, and then one thing kind of turned into another, and now I'm a brand ambassador for them, which I always, and I'm not just saying this, but I always get stopped about my hair when I'm in public by strangers. Even when I'm not in this country, I've gotten stopped and asked, where do you get your hair done? And I have to say, I have never had a bad experience there. Everybody is wonderful, talented, master stylists. And they have a lot of different services too, not just hair. They have skin, waxing, it just goes the gamut. So, and the owners are local and, love to promote small business.
Their social media advertising game is straight up fire.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it really is.
Yeah.
And when you see, even like the vehicles,
Yes.
the vehicles are, when did they go to Vegas? About a couple of years
So
ago?
they-
Because that was a real big thing.
Yeah.
And
So,
I'm not in that world.
yeah.
And I know that they went to Vegas.
Yeah, they opened up a location in Vegas, which is really successful. They have 3 here in Richmond. And it's just really a cool vibe. I think she actually, Melissa and Scott Black are the owners, and they're great people. And I think the original concept was kind of getting that 50s kind of
Yes.
pinup girl. But it's just this, and they also focus, I really want to say this too. They want you to have an experience when you go there. When you go there, they will offer you coffee on a little tray. The customer service is beyond amazing. It really is. So that's something I don't ever become a brand ambassador for something that I don't truly believe in.
Gotcha. So I know about the one in Westboro Village.
Okay.
Where are the other ones?
There's one in
located?
Carytown and there's one over in Midlothian at Commonwealth Center.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So that is the business side of Lisa. You were also one of the stars of Women Speaking Sports RVA. I didn't know you, and you said, I put it out there, hey, I know sports. And next thing you know, you're on the panel with these other women. So full disclosure, you are a Cowboys fan.
I
You are, but you're not like being from Philly. The Cowboys are just the worst and I think a lot of people share that, but that's not you.
No, I would hope not. I'm a Cowboys fan. Have
Okay,
been
let's
for
go down the
decades.
list.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm a bigger, if this makes any sense, I'm a bigger Yankees fan. Because I've been very honest and open about this on the show. I've been very disappointed in the Cowboys and their ownership for years. But I'm still a fan, I haven't abandoned ship
You haven't
yet.
jumped off.
Yeah.
What is it with you and Gonzaga?
Okay, so actually, my daughter she played college basketball. Now she's a college coach.
Because I saw the picture of her
Yeah.
the other day.
She went to UNC Asheville, and then she was a grad assistant coach at Mercer University outside of Atlanta. And now she is an assistant basketball coach at Washington College in Maryland. But growing up, we know the basketball community very well in the RVA area. AAU from tournaments, high school.
So you
everything.
guys were that traveling, like that sports?
Yes.
You were that team, that
We were
family.
her team actually for 4 years was the one that Anna Wilson was on. Anna's
Okay.
Russell's sister that starts for Stanford. So yeah, she was on a pretty amazing travel squad, but that community, that family is very far reaching. And way back when she was in middle school, she had someone that trained her that we got to know. The family is remarkable. And his name is Ray Bolton. And Ray's son is Rasir Bolton, and he starts for Gonzaga.
That's the connection.
That's the
Because
connection.
Gonzaga's a long way from you.
Yes, it is. It's in Washington, but yeah, I always like to try to pull for the local kids,
Okay.
All
right, so Women Speaking Sports comes on ESPN 6 to 7 soon on Fridays, as well as at 2 p.m. on Tuesday's Fun of Choice. So now, 1 second, Star Mallory is here. Could you step out, please?
Yeah.
No, yeah, you can stand up because we're gonna talk about you.
It's all good.
Alrighty, so,
It's all
we're
good.
gonna go down with your castmates. When I say Danielle Fitzhugh of the Chesterfield Chamber, what is it? What do you think when I say Danielle?
I love Danielle, and I love the fact that she is a big college basketball fan because I absolutely love watching, and pro basketball is okay, but I love following college basketball because my husband played and my daughter played, and I followed it my whole life.
So
And
you're from Richmond?
I'm not from Richmond, I'm from Maryland, so I was, my father actually was a huge University of Maryland fan, so I grew up, and since I'm old, when when Maryland was part of the ACC, UVA was part of that, so, it was a really great league.
And
It
your
wasn't just
husband's from where?
My husband is from New Jersey, so he's a Giants.
Oh, so it must be Northern Jersey.
Like Trenton,
Yeah, North
Princeton,
Jersey,
yeah.
That's a different world from Philadelphia.
Yeah,
where I'm from.
that is.
The whole South Jersey is,
Yeah.
they're more like Philly,
Yeah,
whereas Northern New Jersey, it's kind of like New York.
yeah,
and
he's
they
a
like-
Yankees Giants fan, so.
Okay, that's
yeah.
okay. All right,
Sorry.
okay, that's good. All right, so that is, but it's not to the level, the Giants, okay, but it's not like the level of the Cowboys.
Oh, no, I know.
The Cowboys,
We got a lot of haters.
Yeah.
It's part of the problem of admitting that you're a Cowboy fan.
it is true.
Because you put yourself out there.
But the one thing is that forever it was a standard of excellence. When you look at these new stadiums now, it's just because of Cowboy Stadium.
I know.
When you go in and you drop a billion on a building,
I
it
know.
just sets the bar. Okay, so that is Danielle. She is our college, high school person and referee.
And referee, and she's
A
a
combative
huge
one.
UVA. Well, I don't know if she's combative. That's what you say, but
She says I'll clear out the gym, but she is a UVA person.
she really is. Yeah.
Okay, Steph B.
Oh, I love Steph. And we kind of had that connection because I honestly, I'm a Cowboys fan, yes, but my husband's been a lifelong Giants fan, and we've been married a long time. And if they're not playing the Cowboys, I'll root for the Giants.
Okay.
So I love that connection, and she's very knowledgeable about all sports. She's very, very knowledgeable and brings a lot to the table.
I think when people think about this, women speaking sports, they're thinking that you guys are talking colors of uniforms and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And when we come to you from the Hilton, and we're there Wednesdays from 5 to 7, people are shocked when you guys are talking sports.
They really are.
They are.
It's not fluff.
And you see the look on their faces.
I know.
They're like, oh, yeah, women speaking sports. These guys are like, yeah, okay. And then you start talking about substitution patterns and missed opportunities. And how come Andy didn't go for it at the end of the half? The people are looking at you guys like, wow, they know sports.
They're for real.
Alrighty, so let's talk about Carrie Roth.
Oh, Carrie. I love the fact that she's followed Tom Brady. Tom Brady since he was at Michigan, and she's a diehard fan. And again, very knowledgeable about football in general, not just about Tom Brady, but that's her main focus.
That is her main focus, and that's in Tampa as well. So
Yeah.
she's, not just Tom Brady, Tampa.
Yeah.
She's been there when no one knew who Tom Brady was.
Right, in Michigan. So
That is for sure.
yeah.
All right, so that is Carrie. Dr. Danny.
I love Danny. I love Dr. Danny because Danny is not afraid to tell it like it is. But she's also very and very, very knowledgeable about all sports as well. Her daughter also played college basketball. And we figured out, Mike, I don't know if I told you this, but we think that they scrimmaged each other in college when her daughter was.
That's crazy.
Isn't that crazy?
That,
Yeah.
that is, the world is definitely a
small,
smaller place.
yeah.
So those are the women of Women Speaking Sports, and the QB of the group, Star Mallory. She's the one who holds the glue together. She's the one directing traffic. What do you think about Star when it comes to her?
She is a rock star, is what Star is. She just jumped in and from everything, from hosting the show to doing the social media. And you talk about knowledgeable.
I know.
She's really knowledgeable. And I love the fact that she kind of made us like this
A
little,
team.
a team. That's
You guys
exactly
are, you guys became a crew. We're
Yeah.
3 shows in.
it. I know.
And people are like, wow, you guys have been doing this for a while. It is one of the reasons why, the success of the show. We got to give a shout out to Jerry Howard of E4 Coaching and Business and Leadership and Business Coaching, Rob White Fast Signs as well. So we'd like to thank them for being sponsors of the program, as well as the Hilton. Make sure you check out the Hilton. Dasha and John will take care of you. We are there Wednesdays from 5 to 7. Lisa, thank you.
Thank you.
And
My pleasure.
one last time, how can
Okay.
people find you we need to help you with the money
Oh, well,
side?
thank you. Yes, you can find me on Instagram at Finding Fabulous You or on Facebook. And also I have a website, findingfabulousyou.com.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, now. Take
Thank
care.
you.